Hello guys, welcome to another day with Zimaleta, or another night with Zimaleta. Right now I'm actually standing at my delivery, but I decided to make a video for you. I was just looking through the comment section, and as always I like to answer every single comment, and a lot of times your comments actually make me make a video because even I sometimes don't understand how a topic like this could be really important to you. So when I start typing it out, I type a list like this, and then I'm thinking, I could keep going, so might as well make a video on this. So one of the questions that came in on my video is, on my channel, is what sprinter do I think is best? Like in my, I guess, opinion. So in my very honest opinion, and this is not because I own this type of sprinter, not because of that, but this is the reason why I do own this type of sprinter. So the sprinter that I drive is 2006 Mercedes Sprinter. It is Mercedes. It was sold by Dodge. It was branded Dodge, but it's every bit Mercedes as you could get. You will pay the Mercedes price, at the dealer and stuff. Of course, more on that later. So anyways, why do I think 2006 Sprinter is the best one? And keep in mind, 2004, 2005, and 2006. I think this is the best Sprinter that you could get for your money. Here's my reasons. Why do I actually like it? Okay. First of all, as I always claim, like, I'm not a mechanic, this or that, but of course you probably don't even believe that and stuff, because it's just kind of names. The only reason I say I'm not a mechanic is because I'm not working as a mechanic. I work as an expediter. Yes, I do service my own Sprinter and do everything on it. Maybe like more than some shops do, but that's not like, I don't say I'm not a mechanic because I don't understand the vehicle. It's because that's not my profession. I never took the test or exams. Nobody told me I'm a mechanic. So but that being said, I'm a big car guy, really big car guy. Not only that with Sprinters, but with many other cars. And in high school, of course, I took a shop class for 3 years, learning how to work on cars and doing all kinds of stuff. And if you ask me back then, who do you want to be? I would tell you mechanic. I don't know there was an expediting job. I would probably choose this job instead, where I could just sit back, relax, and watch a movie and keep driving. More on that later, not for this video. But what do I really like about the Sprinter, guys? And I think this is really important, and this might make a buying decision for you. I do actually want to make other videos. Why do I like some other Sprinters? But because every Sprinter has its own little thing to give you. But why does this Sprinter actually win in my book? First of all, guys, this Sprinter is 5-cylinder. It is fuel efficient. It is 5-cylinder inline 2.7 liter diesel. It is very fuel efficient. And it's easy to work on. Everything's kind of like right there. It's really accessible, and even not a mechanic like me could work on it. So that means you guys could work on it. I have just a regular type of computer. I think I might actually have it in here somewhere. This little thing, that's actually all I have. And I was able to get by just with that code reader. And the only reason I use that code reader is just, to tell me the code, sometimes to give me the basic idea. But not always that I will actually get a code and actually, because there's a problem. Because sometimes you're going to have a problem, you're not going to get a code. But anyways, guys, I really like this thing because it's just super easy to work with. This Sprinter only has an EGR. I guess the only better Sprinter that would be than this is just not to have the EGR. But Europe, for a long time, they had EGR delete kits, so they've been basically getting rid of the delete kits. They've been using the delete kits in order to get rid of the EGR, and maybe even some of them not made with EGR for Europe. So obviously on my channel, I would like to actually find out how to do EGR delete kit, and I do have some ideas, but everything is on the internet, of course, but everything's kind of scattered around. So what I'm gonna do is actually put it all together, kind of like in my mind, and pull all the information together, and then post a nice video for you guys to see, where we could take all the information, and then I could actually do it and show you how it's done to get rid of the EGR. Guys, that's like the only downside, to this. So like when we look at other things, like this Sprinter, if you kind of think about it, look, guys, this body style has been designed since 1996 in various forms. The headlights might have changed and whatnot. Sometimes you know, some of them would have like a little bit different liters, maybe like some 2.2 or 2.0s. I'm not sure, you know, some other models in Europe, but this Sprinter has been around since 1996, and basically they made them through 2006. So if you kind of think about it, you know, 20 years of manufacturing, you know, they've learned something. They had to learn something. Actually, I guess I got my number wrong. I get like, I guess I meant to say 10 years, not 20 years. I'm sorry. Basically, yeah, 2006 would make it 10 years in manufacturing stuff. Of course, in America, we started getting him at 2002 and 2003. There's possibly some 2001s around, but obviously, I've never seen him. I've seen I used to have a 2002, and there's 2003s. Those are a little bit different. They don't make it to my list just because they still have a lot of kinks that hasn't been worked out. So I guess the important thing is because they've been around for such a long time, they constantly, you know, I guess they've been kind of working and making improvements to this type of vehicle, and they've made it better. Like that's why 2004, 5, and 6 they're better. And why am I saying 4, 5, and 6? Because the parts are exactly the same. You could interchange them between 2004, 5, and 6. You cannot take 2003 and 2002 parts and put it on 2004, and you cannot take 2004, you know, and up parts and put it on the 2002 and 3. You just cannot do that. And of course, that, you know, that goes without saying. You cannot do it for 2007 and up because it's way different. But guys, this Sprinter, they just alive. They just go good. When the engine is working fine and everything, they go easy uphill, downhill. I think the body like weight ratio is perfect for this thing. It is of course a lot smaller than these newer Sprinters, and if you got a shorter wheelbase, most likely your fuel economy is like, I don't know, 27 miles per gallon, maybe higher. I get basically like 26 and a half, but I've been normally, well, not normally, I've been sometimes getting it for like 24 miles per gallon, and that's probably due to the fact that my air fuel ratio mixtures are different, according to actually Joe, one of my viewers, because you know, well, actually, and some other ones I have basically Ibrahim or something, his name, basically the O2 sensor light comes on sometimes for me, and sometimes it stays on, and I've noticed actually why. It's actually not the O2 sensor that's the problem. That's why sometimes you have to look at the core problem. The O2 sensor in mine, the reason it's coming out because it's detecting too much regular air going in, because I have detected it just recently. I just forgot to actually take care of this while I was at home, and when I'm gonna make it home, I'm actually gonna take care of this really quick because my clamp is actually not tight enough. So possibly the bolt just needs to be tightened. This is behind the turbo for the downpipe. This is why it's letting in like some air and stuff, you know, and it messes things up and causing my fuel economy to be worse. Another thing I really like, and this actually came from Abraham. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but you know, I'm trying to read these names and stuff on YouTube, and it's kind of like easy to mess them up. And he's basically a mechanic, and he discussed a lot of stuff with me, like you know, what he knows about them too. And he said there's a chip that's available for this Sprinter. It's increases horsepower by 30 horsepower, and the way he says it works is that whenever you actually increase horsepower by 30, you'll actually increase torque by 60, and if there's more horsepower in the diesel engine, that means it's actually going to be more fuel efficient. Instead of like gas, it's actually gonna be like less fuel efficient, so which is great. This is definitely something I also want to do to the Sprinter. But guys, I like other things on this Sprinter as well. Like parts, they last like so much longer. Did you know I got 1,165,000 miles? And I could hear some of you guys saying, well, nothing's original, and that's true. Not everything is original in this van. Like for instance, my AC compressor is still original, guys. My power steering pump, it's still original. Man, like my rear differential, it is still original. My bearings, front and back, it's still original. You know, even tie rods, guys, it's still original. My shocks are original. I know it's hard to believe, like shocks are original. How could that be? But I don't know what was done before 2006, and I could tell you this, guys. I pulled up a Carfax report, and I see everything that was done to it, guys, and I don't see none of these services for these things. So I don't see none of the improvements being done at all. And the only thing I could see is mileage just hopped around a little bit and stuff like that. But I got a van at 650,000 miles, and I haven't done none of these services that I just actually mentioned, that they're original. But I did, of course, replace the engine. I replaced the transmission. I got another torque converter. I actually replaced the computer. I don't need to, but I replaced the computer. I replaced the transmission control module. I replaced my keyless entry, the ignition switch, like the steering wheel, turn signal and stuff, like all these things, because I actually put it in from another Sprinter that I have for parts, and yes, it works. You could just basically take all these parts, put it in, and I have good videos explaining how that works. So guys, it's like super easy to work on this thing, like really easy. That's why like I make these videos, and I understand for somebody that has never done it, as long as I could show how to do it like perfectly and have a good picture and you know, good angle and stuff, and explain it in detail. And for the most part, I actually am pretty detailed in my videos because I understand kind of like what I would be looking for from a video, and so I try to give you the same thing in a video, you know, like what I would be looking for. Like the transmission, guys, like all you have to do is basically change your fluid and stuff. You could have your transmission last like 1,000,000 miles easy. My last one I replaced at 1,050,000 miles, and I'm pretty sure for a while the clutches was kind of like worn out. But guys, we're doing expedite, so if you basically do an expedite, chances are you're really not wearing out your clutches that much, because you're just cruising. So I recommend just take the highway and stuff. Don't try to like go like shorter ways and, you know, go like and keep hitting brakes and stuff, because actually when you're braking a lot, that's actually when you're braking your vehicle. I know, like, as how it sounds like you just constantly accelerate, go down, you know, accelerate. That's what actually breaks your vehicle. But if you just put in cruise, you're just cruising along, guys, you could cruise like that for 800 miles, or like till your next fuel up, because obviously you're probably gonna fuel up like every 500 miles or so, or maybe like 650 miles if you're taking it to almost an empty tank. But generally, yeah, you could drive like 450, 500 miles and fuel up, and you're not gonna run out of fuel. You're probably just barely reaching your third type of you know, indicator that you're getting ready to fuel up. But anyways, guys, this is probably a little bit different explanation that I actually did to one of my viewers. I was actually a little bit more detailed, but with this video, I don't like to repeat myself. So I've used some of the stuff that I thought was important, and what's important, it is serviceable. And with the transmission, like basically the conductor plate, you could actually easily service it and stuff, guys. But on the new ones, like especially the 7-speed transmissions, you actually cannot service that one. The dealer has to actually do it, because what they did is they did a transmission control module, and they put it inside of the transmission along with the speed sensor and the conductor plate, which is needs to be programmed every time you try to like do something. So I'm not sure if those could be cleaned and just like reset or something, but I know one thing is you just cannot simply go and replace a conductor plate like you want to. Like with this one, conductor plate like 140, 150 bucks, put it in, buy it. And the main thing, guys, that fails on these things is pulleys, belts, kind of like clamps and stuff like that. So and just change your fluids and stuff, and that's it. I know, like, it sounds like really simple, but really, like, that's what breaks. And I guess if you're not lucky, if you're like one of those people that's got a Sprinter that somebody actually thought the fuel injectors could be installed anyway, that they wanted the actual washers and stuff, which are actually fuel injector seals, and if they install it incorrectly, then yeah, you're probably dealing with Black Death and some other problems, which is unfortunate, because if they would have just done it properly and properly torqued them, like, there would be like no problem. You could just keep going and going and going and going, like till the wheels fall off. And I'm actually gonna drive this van till the wheels fall off, and and even then I'll pick it up and fix it and just keep going, you know. Of course, guys, I make videos every day, so you know, stay in touch. And you know, like, the next video is gonna be pretty much like a lot lighter than what this one is, because right now it's dark, and I actually got a flashlight that's pretty bright and brighten up this video. But I would like to make a video what I like about 2007 and 8, I mean 2007 through 2009, because I do like that model and why I like that one. I would also like to point out some other ones, but there's gonna be some stuff I don't like about them, and this is why they don't make it here. But before I go, this is really important. I do want to mention this. This printer does not have no DF system. I know it's an obvious thing, but for somebody that's new and you're seeing all this DF stuff, you're wondering what is this DF stuff about. It does not have it. It does not have particulate filter. Shoot, I went further and actually I got rid of my basically my resonator at the bottom, you know, kind of like a muffler. I got rid of it, and it's not loud. It's pretty much a straight pipe, so I have a lot of down pressure from the turbo, so it's perfect. So my Sprinter is very lively and strong. I also use a K&N filter in mine, so it breathes like really good. So mine like pulls really good, like and strong and stuff. The only time it pulls bad is EGR, guys, and the EGR is like that's the only problem. But with the DEF, you're dealing with the DEF system, that's one, and then you're dealing with a particulate filter. And the particulate filter typically is $3,500 to $3,800, and the DEF system is $8,000. And I'll tell you why, guys. Just yesterday, I was actually delivering a load over here locally in Michigan, and I was parked next to a guy, and he's like, he's got a Ford Transit van, and he says, don't get a Ford diesel. I'm like, why? So what kind do you have? He's like, a Ford diesel. I'm like, really? Well, how do you like that? Because that is a 5-cylinder diesel. I'm not sure if it's an inline. I guess it should be inline. Why would it not be? But I said, why is it bad? He says, well, the shop had it for 3 months. I'm like, and he could not figure out. He's like, who had it? He said, Ford. He said, it's still under warranty. He said, they had it 3 months. They could not figure out what it is. I'm like, 3 months? Are you kidding me? Like, what's going on? Like, do you have a lot of miles? No. It's got like a 2016 or something. And I said, what was the problem? He says, DEF system. He says, these things are terrible locally. And I'm like, I know, diesels, they're not good for local. You gotta have a gas for local if you're gonna be doing local stuff. I mean, I'm talking about local, kind of like a lot of stops local. I mean, if you're just trying to drive around from point A to point B, you're fine. But if you're gonna have to do like deliveries, like local, constant stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Why is it bad local for that particular one? For the diesel with the DEF system, that's where it's bad. For the regular diesel, it's okay. They don't like it, but it's fine. It's not gonna hurt nothing. The HR might get a little bit dirty, but that's it. But with that one, what happened, guys, is particulate filter got so clogged up because it cannot regenerate in time. So that was like one problem. But the main issue was with the DF system, and they said they could not figure out how to fix it, guys. And that's actually what I was getting ready to say. And they said they actually put a brand new system in there for $8,000. And he says, I am so happy that it was under warranty, because he didn't have that kind of money to try to pay like $8,000, guys. And for Sprinters, guys, it's the same thing. The DF system has not been perfected. They did not even insulate it in this vehicle. I really don't understand like why they put it in these newer vehicles, because the system is not perfected. And it freezes in the wintertime. If you notice, like some of the diesel pumps, they have the DF pumps, and those DF pumps, they are insulated, and they insulated for a good reason, because they're going to freeze. So what do you think is going to happen when you're going to fill up DF system in your Sprinter van, and you know, you drive somewhere like Michigan where it's like 15 degrees? Well, it's just going to freeze over. So that's like another thing I like about the Sprinter. It's just basically you just don't have to worry about it. You just don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, guys. No DF to worry about, no you know, particulate filter. EGR is like the only thing, and even that, like, you know, if you could basically delete it and that's it, or like disconnect it or hack it. There's a lot of ways of going about it, but guys, that's pretty good. But one thing I do want to leave you with, for some of you guys with a newer one, if you do have a DF system and a particulate system, a particulate filter system, yes, there is actual hacks for that. Yes, they do cost a little bit of money. You're gonna end up spending about $1,500 to get your computer reprogrammed, so that you will not get a message saying you have like so many starts left for the DF system, because the van is gonna drive only like 30 miles an hour. Well, for the Ford, 30 miles an hour, so it's gonna put you in limp mode, so 30 miles an hour. But if you got a Sprinter, it's just not gonna start. You got so many starts left, and that's it. You just gonna have to be told to the dealer. So that's kind of like what I want to leave you with. You can get rid of it, it's just going to cost you some money, and you can get rid of the particulate filter. Now, really quickly, 2007 through 2009, you could just go ahead and remove the particulate filter, put a straight pipe in there, and you can be fine. you know, just make sure in your state you could pass inspection. That's it. Like some of them, when they're older like that, like 2007 and 2017, it's already 10 years old, so most likely they're not even going to pull you in a garage and run a complete diagnostics in some states, and you're not going to have inspection. Like for instance, my state, there's no inspection, so like doesn't matter if I have a check engine light on, it's fine, it's no problem. But anyways guys, I'm so surprised these videos, they get like so long like this when I discuss something this important here. But I think it is an important buying decision. And one other thing, I just kind of remembered, which it is important to actually mention. The only problem that I see with 2004 to 2006 is that not many expediting companies will want you to work with them, like especially some of the bigger names. They're not going to want to work with you. So you could still actually work for some other companies. They're not necessarily small, but they're probably getting started, or they just don't care. They'll take your van if it's in good shape. But I don't understand it like either, but that's how it is sometimes. Like they don't care. Like even if you got a like a rebuilt engine or like less mileage, they look at the year and they say, well, your vehicle's 5 years older than what we take, or 1 year older, or like it's 10, we don't take over 10 years old vehicles, or over 5 years old. I even seen that before. So anyways guys, that's all I want to say. So like if you just want to pick a vehicle for you know, like delivery, like it doesn't matter like where, like or use it for your business, just check first, you know, if you're gonna be able to use it for a company that you want to work for. If not, then you're fine. You could just buy it and use it for whatever you want. Just maintain it. Watch my videos. I constantly put videos every single day to try to update you guys, kind of like on, you know, kind of like on these kind of things, so you're gonna be a little bit more prepared whenever you see this type of circumstances. And keep in mind, if you do have a question, if you do have a headache about a certain problem, let me know. Most likely I already dealt with it, and I could almost guarantee you're gonna walk away knowing what the problem is, and not having a headache. Now, some things I haven't dealt with. I mean, sometimes a Sprinter throws a curveball at you. So, but still do mention it, because if I had it, I'm gonna tell you. If I didn't, I'm gonna try to figure out what it is, and most likely still give you a pretty good answer. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless you. Stay safe, guys, in this winter season. Stay safe. As you can see, I'm bundled up here and I'm not cold, but stay safe, guys. God bless you. Take care. Bye.